What's up, guys? I'm Ryan with Ryan Epps Fishing. Now on today's video, we're gonna be out there on Cherokee Lake, early winter fishing, chasing down them bass. We've actually got a few days of fishing for y'all out here, so it's gonna be a good time. Y'all sit back, relax. Hope y'all enjoy today's video. Boom. There we go. Number one. Ain't no giant. Gonna start things off this morning. Here on this little bit steeper bank. Come out here. Big cold front last night. Figured it's probably gonna be a reaction bite. We're gonna have to trigger these fish probably. So just started throwing the crankbait, slinging the jerkbait around a little bit. There's number one. Little guy right there. We're gonna have to do better than that today. I don't know if this is how we're gonna catch our bigger fish today, but it's definitely something we can do to get some bites. There we go. Video bidding. Oh. Good Lord. You should not be able to fit your whole hand around a fish. I mean, no. little spot. It is. Well, we done caught the trifecta. It's itty bittyins. We're getting a few bites though. Largemouth. Woo! Got him. That was a foul hook carp right there. Saw that brown flashing. Thought we didn't have what we were looking for. You gotta love a good old midday carp. Keep things interesting. Just kind of covering all of our bases. Looks like they've dropped the shit out of this water. It's the last time I've been here. Wind's got some bait pushed over here in this little pocket right here, so we just kind of fan casting this little swim bait around. See if we got any bass roaming around up here. My God, what a crappie. Boom, baby. Let's go. Whew. Here's you a solid one right there. on the old jerkbait. It's about time. Whoo, it has been a dink fest today. I'm telling you. We have threw everything at them. Finally picked up the jerkbait there. Put us a decent one in the boat. I will take it. That is a healthy fish right there. All right, guys, let's talk about what's worked today. Well, over the last few days. We've actually been out here on Cherokee, like I said in the intro. We've been out here on Cherokee for a few days. We got some half days here and there. And truthfully, we found a bite to be pretty tough. Pretty slow fishing, to be honest with you. Usually Cherokee fishes a whole lot better than what it has in the winter. At least for me. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there catching them. There's always somebody out there catching them. But for me, it has been a slow bite. The conditions that we've had, you know, so far this winter have been really mild. You know, we've had some high 60s, you know, and it's been getting down in like the 40s at night, 50s. It's been a mild winter so far. We've had some cold spells, but not what we need. Really, to me, I think to stabilize the fishing out and get them in the areas that I want them to be in, we need the cold to set in and kind of normalize, you know, kind of set things off where they're supposed to be. We've had some mild winters the past few winters, really, and I think that's hurt us overall. I mean, the amount of bait in these lakes, just from a lack of a big shad kill the past few years, is pretty unreal. Douglas and Cherokee both, there's a lot of bait, a lot of bait in them lakes, a lot, and I think that's made the fishing kind of tough. As far as the deep bite goes, really hasn't been a player for me as of yet. I've caught a few fish out deep, caught a few fish to Mickey rigging and doing some other stuff out deep. But nothing that you could build any consistency on, or you know, go out there and expect to catch a limit of fish doing that. It's just not been there for me yet. Really, you know, and you're seeing this in the videos, most of my fish are coming shallower, 10 foot of water or less. Been catching some largemouth on Cherokee, even shallower than that. 5 foot of water, 3 foot of water. And then I've been catching some smallmouth on some more vertical stuff. Primarily my largemouth have been coming back into creeks on chunk rock, and been catching a few smallmouth out on the main lake, out on some steeper stuff. But, you know, just been catching a few fish here or there. We haven't went out there yet and had a day where we just, you know, lit the world on fire. I've been throwing 2 crankbaits primarily. It seems like way back in those creeks, you get in a lot of those that clay chunk rock mixed with clay transition areas back there. You start running into a few largemouth. Still quite a bit of bait back in the creeks, especially when you get up mid-lake. And when you get back in there and you get in that clay and that watercolor, I've been throwing some red crankbaits primarily. That's an old school crankbait right there. That's a Bomber Model 6A. That's an old one right there, but I have caught a lot of fish on that bait right there. A 6A is a bait that a lot of people have forgot about, and this other one is too. But it is a producer. That thing right there will put fish in the boat, I guarantee it. I got a lot of confidence in a Bomber, and basically that's what I've been doing. I've been getting on those transition areas, that clay mixed in with some chunk rock, fishing those transitions up there shallow and just covering some water. And like I say, those fish have been coming pretty shallow. So been catching a few largemouth doing that. Also in those creeks, I've been throwing this other crankbait, but primarily this crankbait has been working for me out on the main lake. You get out on some of those, you know, 45 to bluff transitions, stuff like that out there on the main lake. That's when I start throwing the flat A. That's another old one right there. That's a forgotten bait too, but I'm telling you right now, that flat A right there will put them in the boat. These are crankbaits right here. Both these crankbaits are baits that will be in my lineup all winter long. They're good cold water crankbaits, and they just work. But that one right there, been putting a few fish in the boat. on the old flat A. Primarily what I have been doing to catch my fish. And I would say this has been the most consistent way that I've caught them every day that we've been out there has been a jerkbait. That jerkbait right there, that is a Megabass Vision 110+1. Y'all have seen that jerkbait by now. Everybody knows that jerkbait. They know that it'll work. It'll put fish in the boat. It's a good one. They're expensive, but they're worth it. Nothing crazy about the color. It's just a pearl white. Very simple color. But that has been my most consistent bait overall since we've been out there on Cherokee. If I had to go out there and catch a limit tomorrow, I'm pretty confident that if I committed to that all day long, that I could put a limit in the boat throwing a jerkbait from one end of the lake to the other. Now, the extreme upper ends of the lake, you get up there around Quarryville, Poor Valley up there, it had gotten pretty muddy up there, so I kind of shied away from that area and started backing back down till I saw the color change and got into some of that color that I wanted. But mid-lake on down to the dam, the jerkbait has been working for me. Again, it's not been lights out, but it has been the most consistent thing that I have found to be able to put some fish in the boat so far. Now, what I am throwing my jerkbait on, my setup here, this is a Phenix Maxum. This is a medium. It's actually a moderate fast 6'10" rod. I've come to really like this rod for jerkbaits. If you're somebody that likes a more moderate action, you got two trains of thought right there. Some people like a faster jerkbait rod. Some people like a more moderate. Where I'm at right now, I tend to prefer the more moderate action jerkbait rod. And this is actually a really moderate rod. You could actually throw little square bills and stuff on it. But I have found that it does do very well for throwing a jerkbait. And I haven't lost very many fish. That moderate action, it keeps them pinned. And I've been pretty impressed with this rod overall. Actually, this was one that I picked up on sale from Tackle Warehouse last year. And have been using it exclusively for my jerkbaits ever since. And I've been really happy with it. Now, the reel that I've got that paired up with, that is a Diawa Tatula 100. It's a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. I like a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. For my jerkbaits, a 6-to-1, I find myself getting annoyed picking up the line. An 8-to-1, I tend to find myself overworking that bait, working it too fast, especially in the cooler water and throughout the winter. I found that with an 8-to-1 gear ratio reel, I will tend to work that jerkbait too fast. So 7-to-1 is just a good all-around gear ratio for me for a jerkbait. It kind of keeps me in line and keeps me doing what I need to do with that jerkbait to get a bite. As far as the line that's on here, we got 10-pound fluorocarbon. I'll throw 10, I'll throw 12. If I had to get that jerkbait down there, I have thrown 8. I don't like throwing 8 on there, but it is something that I will do if I have to. But just as a good overall starting point, 10-pound fluorocarbon is a good option for that jerkbait. And basically, I'm just getting that, and I'm going out there and I'm finding these main lake bluffs, and just basically I'm still targeting those 45 degree transitions where they transition out from a 45-degree bank onto the steeper stuff. And even out there, I'm still kind of looking for that chunk rock with that clay and dirt mixed in, that broke up chunk rock where it goes over into a bluff. That's kind of where I've been finding my smallmouth. And you know, like I say, haven't been lighting it up by no means. We've been catching a few fish here or there, but nothing crazy. So that's all I got for y'all today, guys. If you like the videos, make sure you go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. That's going to let you all know when I put out all my new videos. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. I will get back to y'all with any answers I can give you. Until next time, y'all make some time, get out there on the water and catch you a few. I'm Ryan Epps.